All right, we're gonna take a little trip down the memory lane, shall we? Gennady Golovkin, Daniel Jacobs, the original fight, not the original, the only fight. Daniel, you know that. Yeah, in case you don't know, I'm gonna tell you the IBF rule. Okay, like I said, we're going back to Triple G Jacobs. Okay, IBF was one of the belts on the line. Daniel Jacobs basically ducked out. I don't say refused. He at last minute ducked, out of the obligation basically on the second day weigh-in. Okay, we know, on the weigh-in, of course, in middleweight, you got to be 160 pound. That is a weight limit. Okay, fine, cool. They both made weight. Now, the second day of the fight, in the morning, I believe it was at either 8 or 9 a.m. on fight day, you cannot be over 170 pounds. Okay, now they do this to protect the fighter, to rule out any foul play or any unfair advantage or whatever. But in a unification fight, you don't have to have a second day weigh-in. Okay, keep that in mind, and look it up. If you guys don't believe what I'm telling you, look it up. Now, if it is a unification fight, meaning both guys have a belt, then there is no second day weigh-in. But Golden Boy, being the crafty promoter that they are, they put it in the original contract. Okay, and Daniel Jacobs agreed to this contract in the beginning. He said, yes, I agree to it. I will participate in a second day weigh-in, meaning I can't come in, over 170 pounds. And now Daniel Jacobs, he's claiming that Golden Boy, they're trying to, give him an unfair advantage. And then, and then a reporter said, well, no, wait a minute, the IBF put that ruling in, not Golden Boy Promotion. But now we know after, some journalistic work that in fact, Golden Boy put the rule in. You cannot be over 170 pounds, but you can rehydrate to whatever you want. So you come in, on fight night, fight day, fight morning, you're 170 pounds, you want to come in 200 pounds, go for it. So there is not a rehydration clause as far as I know. Now, it would be shady if there was a rehydration clause for Jacobs, but not Canelo, because that's been done in the past, but not in this particular situation. Okay? So, here's how I look at this. It's karma, right? It's karma. I mean, it's how I look at it because, Daniel Jacobs, like I said, he literally cheated, in my opinion, in the Triple G fight. And now he's pissed off because Canelo's not allowing him to cheat, in the upcoming fight, right? I mean, that's the only way to look at it. And, and he's salty about it. He's sour about it. Right here, there's a tweet. Canelo Jacobs has a rehydration clause, second day weigh-in at 8 a.m. Okay, so at 8 a.m., day of a middleweight title fight, neither guy can weigh more than 170 pounds. The penalty is several hundred thousand per pound. So if Daniel Jacobs comes in at 171, several hundred, that's over $250,000 per pound. You're 4 pounds over, that's $1 million penalty. So he will be 170. Okay, he will be 170. The IBF already prohibited a 10-pound increase, but this is something that has proved controversial with Jacobs in the past. When he fought Gennady Golovkin, Jacobs declined to compete for the IBF title by skipping, okay, I said ducking, by skipping a fight or a fight day weigh-in check. Okay, Abel Sanchez claimed Daniel Jacobs was 182 plus, over 182 pounds when he finally stepped into the ring. Okay, look, Daniel Jacobs, he already has a height advantage, a size advantage, a reach advantage, and everything advantage, when it comes to the physical aspect of the fight. Okay, so now, he's pissed off that, he can't come in at 180 or whatever pounds. Now, and you guys got to remember, okay, the thing with that ruling, there's a lot more to it than just weight, okay? It gives a fighter a huge advantage. Like, let's say you're Daniel Jacobs. Like, go back to Triple G, Daniel Jacobs, okay? Now, Daniel Jacobs, he has plenty of time to rehydrate. To bulk up, to rest, do all kinds of things, right? Because, he started after the weigh-in the night before. I mean, he probably on fight night or the morning of the fight was already at his 180, 181, 182, meaning Triple G, had to rehydrate throughout that entire day instead of eating and resting and training and going over the plan. So it puts him at a huge disadvantage, or Jacobs put Triple G at a huge disadvantage by doing that, and he still got beat. bigger man. I mean, same situation, and he still got beat. Now, Canelo, what does he claim? He says, you know, Daniel Jacobs already making excuses, and he is. He is. I mean, I'm going to read you a few comments here, you know, in a minute. I'll read a couple, just a couple comments. Okay, you signed the contract. Don't back out now. It's the IBF rules anyway. I'm no Canelo fan either. You took the fight. No excuses. Mentally, he already lost. He's already defeated mentally, right? Let me just read a few here. So that man, now sounds like a Jacobs fan. That man's about to fight the ref, the judges, the DAZN contract, the rehydration clause, clenbuterol, and Canelo all in one night. Hashtag A-side Canelo. Now, I mean, I don't really agree with this. I don't. Now, you guys know, okay? I'm not what you call a Canelo fan, all right? Far from it. But he's done no wrong here. He's done no wrong here. Okay, I mean, seriously, like, what has he done wrong? You know, he sent Daniel Jacobs a contract in the beginning, and in that contract, it clearly stated that you must participate in the IBF weigh-in, even if you, like, vacate your belt and say, oh, whatever, you've got to be 170 at 8 a.m. on fight night. On fight night, 8 a.m., you must be 170 pounds, period. On May 4th, 8 a.m., 170, or you're getting penalized, okay? And what did he do? Okay, somebody got a pen. I'm going to sign the contract. I agree. And now he's complaining about it. You know, now he's complaining about it. So, you know, he sounds like a defeated man to me. You know, he just sounds like someone who's already lost. You know, he's not saying, you know what, I'll play by their rules and I'm going to beat them. You know, so that's what it sounds like to me. So, but now, and I'm not going to get into, you know, I'm sure Canelo's more than guilty of catch weights and using every rule to his advantage, and, you know, you name it. I mean, the Canelo catch weights, the Irizlandi Lara, the Angulo. I mean, we know the history. So, but in this particular situation, you know, you've got every advantage in the world, and you're pissed off because you agreed to, you know, to something that you can't do, that you did to someone else. It's crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy to me. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, and it's a requirement for both fighters, so I don't see the problem. I just don't see the problem. I mean, if you're Daniel Jacobs, you're telling the little man, like, okay, I'm pissed off because you won't let me blow up, you know, balloon up on fight or right after the weigh-in. You know, so I don't know. It does, and I really like to hear what the you know, YouTube community has to say about this, because most of them have Jacobs winning the fight. You know, now they claimed Gennady Golovkin was whining, you know, shut up, don't be a baby, blah blah blah. But now I'm curious, are they going to tell Daniel Jacobs, you know, shut up, stop whining, don't be a baby, you know, this kind of stuff. So I'm curious to see if we're going to have that same consistency across the board. You know, I want to know if they give Gennady Golovkin the same criticism, right? Or are they going to give Jacobs the same criticism? I doubt it. I mean, I highly doubt it. And one more little, you know, I don't know, myth I want to put to bed before I hop off here. You know, people say, well, Gennady Golovkin comes in at 170 any damn way, so what does it matter? Well, what does it matter is Daniel Jacobs doesn't come in at 170 anyway. He comes in at 180, 181, 182. Who knows? 185. We don't know. 184. We simply don't know. But we do know it is north of 180. So that is the difference. You know, it'd be one thing if both guys came in around 170 pounds like a Triple G. Okay, then I could kind of understand the complaint. But in this situation, you know, you're giving yourself a 10, 11, 12 pound weight advantage, you know, a 3 or 4 inch height advantage, a reach advantage, and everything advantage. I mean, and, you know, and Canelo, you know, he's somewhat new to the middleweight division. So basically, you know, he's kind of sounding like a little bitch, in my opinion. You know, just not kind of, he's just sounding like a little bitch, in my opinion. I mean, that's my honest opinion. You know, you are the bigger man, okay? You're strong. You're a natural, seasoned middleweight. Height, reach, you got it all. And he's probably going to weigh more than Canelo regardless of the damn catch weight, so, or the second day weigh-in. Doesn't matter. So, you know, my message to Jacobs is just stop crying, stop acting like a defeated fighter, and get in there, do what you got to do to win, and just shut up.